Nammo Phat. Good morning. We're here for our daily practice check-in for April 15th, 2020. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. Today we're reading the third wonderful precept. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I am determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I am determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. We'll continue reading Ajahn Sucitto's Kamma and the End of Kamma. We're in chapter 2 now. Mind organ and mind base. The energy of Kamma moves through 3 channels. The first is the body. Physically, we do things. The second is the faculty of speaking, which includes the internal speech of thinking. The third is through the mind, the sense of being affected and responding. In English, the word mind straddles both conceptual activity and the affective sense which gives the mind an overall state or mood. But in the Pali language, there are 2 words. Mano refers to the mind organ that focuses on the input of any of the senses. This function is called attention, mana sikara. The mind organ can also define and articulate. It brings things to mind and produces concepts. Tonally, it's quite neutral. It's not happy or sad. It is the rationality that defines. That's that. Chitta, on the other hand, refers to the mind as heart, the base that receives the impression that attention has brought to it. It is affected in terms of pleasure and pain, and these affects become mind states of varying degrees of happiness and unhappiness. Chitta also forms signs, perceptions, or felt meanings, sanya, of the impressions it has received and is moved by. Then we can judge new input by referring to the signs that are already established. An orange-colored globe of a certain size and texture is probably an orange. At least it's not a tiger or a person. This meaning carries nuance that then determines another mental function, intention. The mind moves towards the object willingly or with an interest in eating. Intention or volition occurs as a response to being affected, and this is how mental kamma arises. The way that mind base and mind organ operate is that when chitta is affected, its organ, mano, may then produce a verbal concept to fit. So, having recognized an object, we can then say, this is a dog, this is a bell. The mind organ may also scan the affective mind base and define its states. All this is an action of mano. The problem is that people can think just about anything based on seeing, hearing, and ideas without necessarily reflecting on how the heart has been affected. There are plenty of quarrels over the truth, peace, love, and freedom, and other great ideals, because passions or fears get mixed up with those notions. However, up there in the mono faculty, you don't feel a thing. Therefore, this non-acknowledgement of subjective bias is called objective truth. But to know fully, not just think or have somebody tell you, but to really feel the quality of goodness, love, and so on, you have to enter into and purify this heart. Hence, the most important Kamma for deepening our truth, peace, and freedom begins with turning the mind around, with having Mano scan the Chitta. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you are well in your body, peaceful in your mind, and hopeful and determined in your practice. See you tomorrow.